Hey, it is December 31st as of me filming and posting this video, which means that it is the very end of 2023. Now, for me, 2023 has been a rather good year overall, but definitely had its ups and downs in terms of my creative career, in terms of how I feel mentally about my creative career and all those things. And so I just wanted this to be kind of a low-key, more chill video where I can tell you 4 lessons I've learned from this past year and those lessons I hope to take into 2024. The first lesson is, wow, we are going to make mistakes. And to be frank, to be okay with making mistakes, because it's going to happen. Trust me, I had so many shoots this year where stuff happened, cameras you thought were recording weren't recording, an SD card, corrupting or losing data. I had a hard drive fail this year for the first time. That was traumatizing, to say the least. Hey, back up your footage. If you shot anything over Christmas or this past month, make sure you back it up. And yeah, there's always going to be problems. And I think the best thing for us creators in those moments is to accept the fact that the problem happened, the mistake happened, and that to be okay with that. We are human people, right? I know for a lot of people who, I assume look at our jobs, look at what we do, making videos, making content, that man, we just hit a couple buttons, stuff rolls, stuff gets recorded, and we make videos. And while yes, we do hit a lot of different buttons, it's not entirely everything, right? And sometimes buttons don't get pressed. I know this year I was filming some testimonies for my church, and on 3 different occasions, 3 separate events, I forgot to hit the record button on my audio recorder. And yeah, that sucks. In the moment, you feel pretty defeated. You go, wow, all I had to do was hit this one button and their audio would have been perfect. It would have sounded great. But no, for whatever reason, especially as a solo content creator or a solo creator, sometimes things get missed, and that's okay. And yes, it sucked in the moment. I had to re-record it with the individual, and they were super awesome and graceful about it. I think we have to be all right with making mistakes, learn from them going forward, and give yourself some grace too, because man, we're gonna make mistakes. We're human, right? And number 2, honestly, is just get enough rest. Get enough sleep, because those are 2 extremely important things. And I know in our day and age, with posting, we don't post enough, we don't create enough, we're not learning enough, we're not growing enough, we don't see enough likes, enough subscribes, enough followers, whatever it's going to be, and we feel like we got to keep doing, and we could burn the candlestick at both ends, so to speak. But maybe that week, the more important part is that you actually get rest, right? And there's no denying we have to do hard work. Our jobs are not easy. It takes hard work, persistence, and consistency to get anywhere, but it won't matter if you can't even get to the end to begin with. Right? Like if you are burnt out, that end you're hoping for, that goal you're aiming for will never come because you can't keep up to do it. So I encourage you, get some rest. And a lesson I learned this week, in fact, over Christmas, was to give yourself an actual break, right? I know for me, I tend to I'll work this afternoon, and then in the morning I'm playing, video games or hanging out or reading a book or hanging out with my wife. And then, the afternoon comes and then I continue to procrastinate, saying, I'll do it later this evening. But my brain is stressed because I'm not actually working, even though I said I was going to, right? My recommendation, and at least that's what I'm going to try to do in 2024, is if I say, hey, Josh, these next 3 or 4 days, whatever it's going to be, are your full days off. Don't worry about making content. Don't worry about, creating stuff, working on client projects. Take those 4 full days off. And on the Friday, whatever day it's going to be, get back to work for a few hours, get yourself back into it. Couldn't recommend that more, because I struggled with that this week, and I kind of wish I would have just been like, hey, Josh, you don't need to stress over these things. Just give yourself an actual time to take off. So number 3 has to do with this really cool project I got the opportunity to work on this year. I'm working on a coaching course. We filmed this, almost 4-hour long coaching course for this company, and it was amazing. We got to rent out a studio. I truly believe it's one of the highest quality works I've been able to do in my career thus far, and I loved every second of it. But one major thing that made it that worth it, that made it such a fun project to work on, was I had other people to work with. Shoutouts to Levi and Nathan, 2 great guys that helped come on set. Nathan was on audio and Levi was on lighting and camera work. And I never really understood prior to this. You see movies and stuff like that, or even smaller YouTube content creators where they have teams dedicated to getting stuff set up, or all those kind of things, like Kofi and a whole bunch of YouTubers, Ryan Cow and all those guys were on big sets this past few weeks. They've been all posting videos about it, and you can just see these big teams working on these projects. I get it. Oh, wow, I so get it. As kind of that solo content creator, we have to wear 1,000 different hats, right? We are lighting and sound and visuals and set design and, directing and producing and all these different things. Man, the fact that I could rely on both Levi and Nathan to do their jobs, that I didn't have to worry about at all, and only focus on directing and making sure stuff was in order, they were speaking on the notes they had, and the teleprompter was working, I genuinely believe that there's no way that project, that coaching course we're working on, would look and sound the way it does if it weren't for all three of us being there and working on it at the same time in our specific roles. And lastly, of course, work on enjoying the projects you're actually participating in, because there can be lots, there can be few, but when you're in it, and it can be so stressful, I get it. You got deadlines to meet, you got, specific times to shoot, you got a wedding, you got to land that first kiss, got to make sure you capture that. It can be so stressful in the moment, but I find what a privilege it is for us to be able to tell other people's stories, right? To show their experiences, or even to show our own experiences, like a vacation video or anything like that. I love being able to, help people feel things through the things they watch that I've created. I love that. Like, that is one of my biggest passions about, and why I do this, why I make videos to begin with. And so a big thing is, though, and I catch myself all the time doing it, is to try to enjoy the process, right? Enjoy the fact that you're on set. When I was at the studio filming the coaching course, I was like, man, this is awesome. This is so cool. The fact that we're here filming. And yes, there were times where, again, that teleprompter app and thing failed 100 times. But if you can just take a step back in that moment and look at maybe how far you've come, right? Looking at your first projects, your first videos to now, or the fact that you're working with friends in a studio that's been rented for you, and you have cool gear and you're working on all those things. Or maybe it's just a simple project. You're trying to film yourself for the first time on a YouTube video. It's cool. It's a privilege. It's awesome to be able to witness and to do, and to, help provide something for you, for somebody else who's learning, who's on a different journey, or maybe it's just inspiration, or maybe it's just comfort knowing that we all struggle with such similar things. We're humans after all. 2023 has been a good year. I'm happy to say that. I've learned a lot, honestly, and I've had a lot of doubt going through it too, to be totally honest. It's not, my hours are increased with my job at the church. I have a business now. We launched it this year. Website's coming up in 2024. I have all these things, and I've never felt more doubtful on my abilities either, which is so hard at times. But my hope is for 2024 is to continue to work through that doubt, and to trust that I do good work. I make things that I think people enjoy, but at the end of the day, I love making it to begin with. And so that'll be my goal for 2024, is to continue to make content that I hope you enjoy. I hope I love making, and even though it can be stressful, it can be fun too. And yeah, I don't know. That's it. Today's the 31st. I'm going to see fireworks at 12 o'clock tonight, and tomorrow the new year begins. And so we can all hit 2024 together, post more content. We changed the name of the channel to me, Josh Johnston, which is crazy and cool at the same time. And we're just going to try stuff, and we're going to push the envelope, reading a whole bunch of books on this stuff. And I want to make content, and I want to be proud of it, the stuff that I make. And I want to tell other people's stories, because I think that is so cool that we have the privilege to do that. So yeah, I don't know. That's it. Also, finished the 365-day challenge. We posted a photo or video every day for the entire year of 2023. Today is the last day. Man, honestly, low-key just pumped not to have to post a photo tomorrow. I'll be with you. I loved it, and I'm going to make a video on it. But the fact that tomorrow I get to go to sleep and not think of posting a photo, man, that is prime. Anyways, I will stop rambling. I hope you have a wonderful new year, and I will be seeing you in 2024.